Hello everybody, I'm Tim with Tim's Thrifted Treasures, and this is going to be my fourth video. My first three videos I was sharing my lung transplant journey, and it's been on my heart here to really start sharing my passion for reselling, and I just didn't know which video to start with, what topics to cover, and I was watching my buddy Chad with Wolfman Goodies. He does a live every Sunday at 6:30, and I thought it'd be kind of fun to have him throw out a topic for me to give me an idea what to shoot my first reselling video on. So he threw out their board games, which I'm not really too big on board games. I haven't been. I've sold like vintage. I don't know. I say vintage, but like when I was a child growing up, some of my favorite games. Once in a while, I stumble across them. One of them was probably like the game Perfection, where they have newer models now, but I don't know. It's just something neat about the older classic ones that are still around and in really good condition and complete. But it's got the top that it's like spring loaded. You push it down, and there's like maybe 30 different random different shaped pieces, and there's a timer, and you set that timer. I don't know if it's like a minute, minute and a half, and if you don't get all the parts, the pieces in place properly, and you run out of time, the board pops up and it just scatters them around. So I sold a few of them, and recently I did buy one at a Goodwill. Unfortunately, I got home and it wasn't working properly, so I didn't want to take a chance at selling it not working for the people. But it had every single piece accounted for, and it had the instructions, which I mean it's pretty straightforward game. That reminds me one time before one of my first ones I sold, it was like a really nice condition and had all the pieces, and I listed that thing as complete, and I don't know. They didn't. I don't think they. I don't believe they gave me a negative or a neutral. They must have given me a positive, or maybe they just messed it. I think they gave me a positive, but they said that it wasn't complete because it didn't have the instructions with it, and I was just taken away by being amazed that all the parts were there and in what great shape and the original box it was in. And so, I mean, I don't know. I guess you're never gonna please everybody, but yeah, so I don't know. A little while back, I picked up a game. I do have when I go into these thrift stores, I do check out the game section, and I'm mostly looking for brand new sealed games. Yeah, I don't have any right here right now, but it was a little while back. One of my first YouTube videos where I shared where um, anyways, I bought one of these sharpshooters. It's a dice game. There's 32 dice in here, and oh, I don't know. There's like 12 different cards that I'm not sure. I've never played the game, but that was brand new and sealed. And I do years ago when I was growing up, you would never catch me at a thrift store or garage sale. You know, I was one that always had Nikes and kind of I don't know. But now I can't pass one up. And you went like this North Face jacket here. I got this at a Goodwill. about every day, whatever I'm wearing, it's probably coming from a Goodwill, except for like this hat here. And then of course my lung transplant shirt that the hospital had given me. But yeah, most times I'm just decked out with really nice, good name brand clothes, and I pay just a fraction of the cost I would new. So now I lost where I was going at with this story, but yeah. Anyways, I bought that brand new sealed sharpshooters game, and I paid a little bit extra than normally my board games. I pay like around $3.99 for them, and this particular one I paid $6 for it. But I think I had it listed. I was going off to say, I do use my phone. I used to have a hard time doing that, but now I'm not afraid to get my phone out and I search eBay at the sold listings and make sure that what I'm buying is gonna turn a pretty decent profit for me. So yeah, I scanned that first sharpshooter game that was sealed, and it was I think it was up in around the $50 range. So I listed for $50, and it was like within 20 minutes somebody offered me $35, and I took their offer. So I used to write in my descriptions. I would let people know that it was a best offer listing, and I would say any reasonable offers will be considered. So I'm really happy. I'm really appreciative of all my customers that have bought from me, and it seems like a lot of people are really send some really nice offers too, and I appreciate that. Once in a while, I'll get somebody that just I don't even mess with them. I just decline their offer. Here recently, a really kind of a fun story. I was in the Goodwill south of me here, and I seen this couple. It was, I believe, boyfriend, girlfriend, and this guy had a Caitlin Clark Nike T-shirt, looked brand new, and he was trying to explain to his girlfriend who Caitlin Clark was, and she had no clue. Which I don't know. I think a lot of people know about Caitlin Clark. She's one of my favorites, and it's so cool to see what she's done with that sport. And as soon as I seen him holding that shirt, I was literally shaking, and I was just so hopeful that he would put it back up on the shelf. Well, to my surprise, he went and hung it back up on that rack, and I came right behind him and picked it up and put it in my cart. And I had a little bit of rewards points from Goodwill from shopping before, so I bought a hat that day and that T-shirt. I think the whole total came out to like $7. And I went home and I listed that shirt. I listed for, the new ones, they were hitting around $32, $35, I believe. And even my stuff that looks brand new, I don't like taking chances. When I do my shopping, I'm shopping for stuff that looks brand new. And I list it as pre-owned, and usually in my description, if I'm very confident, I'll say, very pre-owned and excellent, like new condition. And anyways, so this T-shirt I listed for $27 plus shipping, and somebody out in California offered me $8, and I'm like, I just declined it. And then I seen that I had an offer, and it was where I could send an offer. And when people like your items, it'll notify you that you can send out an offer to them. So I seen that I had one eligible item for sending an offer, and it ended up being that shirt. Well, at that stage, you don't see who the buyer is. So anytime I get an offer, I'll right away send out 20% off. And so I sent 20% off. And then here I get this counter offer for $8. And then at that point, when they counter offer, I could see who the buyer is. And it was the same buyer. And so I declined it. And I'm getting my stories. I believe that's how this one's going. And so then, like, I tell you what, it seemed like maybe like 10 minutes later, somebody else out in California, bless their hearts, they came through, a whole nother buyer, and paid full $27 plus shipping for that thing. And they were thrilled with it. I got a really good positive feedback from them. And that's happened so many times where don't get me wrong, it don't happen all the time, but I've had several times where somebody tried to send me a really cheap low offer, and I go with my gut instincts, and I don't accept it. And then like minutes later, somebody comes around and buys for the full price. So that's pretty cool how that's always worked out for me. So recently I found this one here, and I got it listed up there. I forget what I have it listed, but it's used, but it looks really good condition. It has instructions and everything. And this game actually has it consists of 32 dice, and that's the only thing I'm short. It has 27, but dice are pretty easy to come back with. So I put it in the description that it's short. And then it's actually got some bonus, some extra chips that are in here too. For some reason, it had, a couple or so extra chips of each denomination. But it's kind of funny because recently I picked up a Clue game, Well, so I sold a Clue game. I picked up a Clue game. It was taped at I think it was at Goodwill, and but the box felt really heavy, and I was just like, it was a really cheap price, like $3 or something, $2 or $3, and I was like, you know what? I don't need to look inside there. I'm just gonna, for that little bit of money, I'm gonna just take my chances. And I came home. That was a 1988 Clue game, in called Master Detective, and so I came home and I set that thing up on my dining room table, and it was in excellent condition and complete. I was just so thrilled. So I forgot what I listed for it, but it ended up selling for $23 plus shipping. So that's pretty cool. Then, so recently, I don't know, I stumbled across this one here. I mean, I don't know if it might have been at a garage sale or something for a couple bucks, but I got this one home, and just yesterday I went through it, and it's complete, but it actually had 3 extra dice in there, so I might be able to incorporate them with my sharpshooters game. So then they'll only be missing 2, or that's the other good thing too, you know. Well, for one, having variety. I like to have variety in my eBay store so that I'm not just, I get more, a lot more traffic, people pull in, looking at different items and stuff. Right now, majority of my sales are being shoes. Years ago, when I did started to get a little serious about reselling, I was doing Levi jeans. I probably have over 100 pairs of Levi jeans just sitting in totes. Back when I didn't have motivation before my lung transplant, to list things, and I had the passion of buying, but it was just stacking up around the house here, which lately has been really fun because, man, it's like Christmas around here. I find a new bag of stuff that I forgot I had, and it's like opening and seeing, it's like, wow, you know. So I'm getting pretty excited. I got a lot of things still. I got to start getting some more clothing items on here, and some other stuff. So, yeah, I hope I'm not getting off track here. My mind I get distracted. Word games are really fun for my wife and I. We've really enjoyed word games. So recently I picked this up for pretty cheap, this Upwards game. And I went through that, and it's all complete and like really good, really like new condition. So I'm not sure what I have that listed for, what I plan to get out of it. Scrabble is my absolute favorite. My wife and I, a lot of times anymore, every morning we start out our day with a nice cup of coffee and a game of Scrabble. And oh, I'm surprised. I'm so glad that she plays with me. I have this personality where I have a laugh that when I'm winning, I can't control it, and it just drives her nuts. So, but she sticks with it, and she was on a little bit of a winning streak here recently, and then I broke her streak, but then she was back at winning again. So I got a buddy of mine. We play every Tuesday. I've been meeting up at his house, and we've been playing a game. It's a lot of fun. But I went to a church sale here recently, and let's see, I think this is the only thing I bought there at that sale. I got there kind of late, like a day or two late after they opened up. And but this is a brand new Diamond Edition Scrabble game. It's like a turntable. You can spin it around, and the tiles, they don't lock in, but they can't slide out of place. There's a little pad, boy, just the texture of the board they set in there instead of just being a flat surface. So yeah, it's been a while since I've had a Scrabble game listed, but I have sold them before. In fact, recently when I was dug through something else, I came across these two here. That here's a travel edition, another travel edition Scrabble, and those ones there, the pieces they snap in place so that when you're driving or whatever, you can fold it up and finish your game later on. Um, But Boulder Dash, I found one of these brand new sealed. This is one of my wife's favorite games. I might have played it once or twice, but I have a heart. My family likes playing games, but I'm not too big on the games. So I found these recently. I found one brand new sealed at a Goodwill, and I sold that. And somebody made me an offer for $25 on there, and I took the offer because I only paid like $3 or $4 for it. But I don't know. I probably could have squeezed a little bit more out of them. It seems like the pre-owned ones are hitting right around that $25 mark is what I'm seeing. But I haven't gone through these ones yet to make sure they're complete. But like this one here, I end up only, I don't even know what store this was. Volunteer of America. I think this was down by Lansing, $2.22. So and that's another thing, along with having variety. But if you pick up these board games and stuff like that, for a little money, you can at least part them out or hold back the pieces and eventually make complete ones and sell them. Yeah, bless my wife's heart. We had celebrated our 29th wedding anniversary, April 27th, and we went down to Lansing for the weekend. And I had no intentions on taking her off thrift shopping, but partway down to Lansing, she asked me if I wanted to hit up any thrift stores. So we hit up quite a few thrift stores, which it was fun. Like my youngest son, he's really getting good at picking out items for me. He kind of knows where good sellers in the thrift stores, and well, then my wife, I had mentioned to her Balderdash, and it seemed like every store we were going into, I brung home at least I brung home at least 4 Balderdash games that weekend. So. But yeah, here's a really nice, really fun story for you guys. This was years ago. I had heard something where Monopoly game pieces, people like to collect them, and just the game piece, that's another thing, So like if the Monopoly game's not complete, you can at least collect the game pieces and maybe sell them off. But I was at a thrift store, a Goodwill, and I had my oldest son. And this was years ago, and he come up to me with this Lord of the Rings edition Monopoly game, and it was 99 cents from Goodwill. So my main concern was, are the game pieces in there? So I took the lid off, and inside with the game pieces was a men's 14 karat gold ring. It had like a stone that had some cracks in it, but it was a nice quality gold ring. So I just put the lid back on there, and I went up, and when we checked out, just paid 99 cents for it. I think I still have that whole Lord of the Rings game. I don't even know if I checked if it was complete. It has game pieces in there and everything. I'll have to dig that out and maybe get that listed. But I came home, and within a week, I put that ring on eBay, and I sold it for 179 or 174.99, somewhere in that ballpark. So you never know what you might find in these game boards, So yeah, so let's see. Yeah, we every now and then I like to do this one trip. It's kind of a fun day trip. So recently, one of my daughters and my son and I. It's been a few months ago, but we went down south of where I live at. We hit up the Goodwill in Fremont, and then we went to Newaygo. And then there's a Love Inc. in Newaygo. That's a pretty decent thrift store, fun to look at. Then Cedar Springs Goodwill, Rockford Goodwill, and then we hit up another second-hand store that I'm gonna kind of keep to myself, and then Big Rapids Goodwill. But down there in Rockford, they got this really nice coffee shop called Herman's Boy. So they serve like bagels and certain breakfast sandwiches and stuff. But they have lots of different. You could buy coffee beans there, or there's like different specialty coffees that you can order. So kind of a fun extra little treat. And then we hit up a McDonald's. My son and I don't know. It's cheap. We like it for some reason. I like the large sugar-free French vanilla iced coffee. So it's like kind of crazy. I had the Herman's Boy coffee, and then I go and get a nice coffee at McDonald's. So it ends up being a nice, fun day trip. I'm kind of thinking maybe I might start to try to do that once a month, and you know, it's fun to get out and do that and trying to stay out of the Goodwills right now and the garage sales. It's hard to do, but at least I'm getting caught up with things around here. I'm starting to see the end of my shoes. I thought I was down to the finish line, but then I came across a new tote of shoes, and there were some good ones in there. I've already sold several of them within a day's time of listing them. So, but all right, well, I guess that's going to be it for now. I really appreciate everybody that's buying from me and watching my YouTube channel. And yeah, I got the Instagram and the eBay and YouTube. Everything's Tim's Thrifted Treasures. So if you don't mind, like and subscribe, and maybe let everybody know about it. And we'll see you on my next video. Thank you. Bye.